The ISSA Innovation Award Program for 2022 is underway. And with that, we want to share with everyone watching some interesting details of our entrance. And today we have Derek Thrall with Kimberly-Clark Professional. Hi, Derek.
Hello, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you. I have a feeling your product is called Icon because I can see some evidence. Why don't you tell us about your entry? There it
I don't
is.
know. I don't know why you would have assumed that, but you are correct. That's right.
What is Icon? Tell us about it.
Sure. Well, as I've gone around, you probably have a better view of this than I do, but as I talk to customers, I'm hearing from them that they're being asked, I guess just like always, but now with the added excitement of a pandemic, they're being asked to do more with less. Their budgets aren't quite what they used to be. They may be running into problems finding and retaining people. And the organizations that they support, of course, are not willing to compromise on the experience that their patrons or their employees have. Um, they're definitely not willing to compromise on hygiene and certainly not on any strong strategic long-term initiatives around sustainability. And so Icon, we're very excited about bringing this to the market because we believe that it helps these organizations in each of these key areas that they may be feeling pressure on right now. So the Icon line is a line of dispensers offered by Kimberly-Clark Professional, and it has some really interesting and unique features that are both new to us and new to the industry. So I can't wait to tell you a little bit more about the specifics, and I'll probably focus mostly on the hand-rolled towel unit because that's where many of those features rest, and that's also where we can find the connection to some of those points I was making earlier.
So, what makes your product innovative or sustainable? Talk about that.
All right, that's a good question. So when you think about this space, obviously electronic hand-rolled towels, those have been around for a very long time. And so this is going into a very crowded space. So what would make it stand apart? And I think, as I mentioned earlier, we find that people are being asked to do more with less. And if you focus just on that element for a moment, these are built on a direct drive technology which provides many tangible benefits both to the operations of the facility as well as to the environment. So focusing just on the operations point for a second, if you think about this direct drive dispensing mechanism, what it provides is an extremely long battery life. And if you think most electronic dispensers are in the neighborhood of 6 to 9 months from a battery perspective, these last 150,000 dispenses. So one set of batteries in this dispenser will last 150,000 dispenses, which translated to years for average facilities could be up to 5 years. So if you think about the impact that has from an environmental standpoint, if you're not willing to sacrifice on hygiene, you want a touchless solution, the most sustainable option for you, if you have to use batteries and you don't have the ability to use any hard wiring, would be to use as few batteries as possible. So we feel like this highly efficient direct drive motor provides a very long battery life. All right, so I would say it's jam free. The lawyers won't let me say it's jam free, so we'll go with 99.99% jam free. And it is so quiet, you have to hear it to believe it. So definitely the ripping of the paper is louder than the dispensing of the paper, which for certain environments like office buildings is very nice. You don't want to have the unlucky cubicle next to the bathroom with the loud dispenser.
No, you have to hear it to believe it, but there's nothing to hear.
That's right.
So,
You're gonna have to lean very close to hear it.
yeah, that's a lot of dispensers. If you send me one, that should last me through a few lifetimes here in my house.
That it should. In fact, you may be well into retirement, and your kids may be through most of their schooling before you need to change those batteries. So that's just the direct drive. When you use the dispenser, you'll notice several other features to it as well. So this is what really sets apart the design from other things that you may encounter. Is that we spend a lot of time watching people in bathrooms.
Really?
Actually, yeah, that sounds a little weird, but we did. We watched a lot of installers and servicers and people using these dispensers in action to understand where people were making unconscious concessions to poor design. And I'll give you just one example. There's
Okay.
so many to share, but here's one. So if you think about a dispenser that's mounted on a wall, and you think about a servicer who has to replace a paper towel, if they're not tall enough, they may not be able to see the latch on the top of the dispenser. So I know it seems like a small thing, but I actually talked to a VP of facilities for a very large stadium. She was brand new on the job, was touring her facility with all of her folks to get to know the facility and her team. And I mentioned this thinking it was not that big a deal, but she said, "Oh my gosh, you would not believe how hard it is to find locks on top of dispensers when you're my size." And so
Hmm.
Kimberly-Clark's solution was to move it to the side. So I know it seems like such a small and obvious thing, but unless you watch people struggle to make this work in their day-to-day activities, you would have no reason to think that a side lock was a critical point.
That's why we can't find paper towels in the bathrooms.
It
They
could be
can't
they just
reach
can't
them.
find the lock. That's it. That's it. So that's one example. Another example goes back to some of the technology base that I talked about. If you look in a restroom and you're thinking, do I need to change a paper towel? Well, in a lot of solutions, you either know when it's out or you have to check. So you have to actually physically open the unit and look at the paper, make a judgment call. Is it too little? Is it too much? Am I okay to come back later? So we try and help the facilities, the facility attendants around this point by telling them exactly what action to take with a very stylishly executed LED bar on the outside of the dispenser. So it actually has two colors that it can display. If it's flashing blue, it means to the servicer, hey, you need to move the primary roll to the stub roll and then load a new roll. Now, that also helps that facility with their sustainability goals because that ensures 100% utilization of the paper towel. And it helps the facility servicer because they know that they don't have to guess. They know if it's flashing blue, they need to make that change, and then that problem is addressed. If the light is flashing red, it means that there's a critical error and no paper is coming out and you need to address it right now. So we try and take the guesswork out of what's happening inside the dispenser so that you don't waste that time opening and closing and checking. So again, if you think
Makes
back
sense.
to doing more with less, this helps because now you can speed up your trip through the restroom as a servicer and make sure that you're only addressing things that need your attention.
Well, I'm glad someone's watching what's going on and adjusting for habits and what we need in the restroom.
Yes, it's like I said, it seems like a small thing, but these little things add up to
They
big
do.
efficiency savings and in your overall experience.
All
And
right.
I don't know if you have more to ask me, but there is definitely more to tell about this particular innovation. So I'll let you guide the way here.
I think we have the details we need for this recording. So we're going to see Icon at ISSA Show North America 2022 in Chicago. Derek, will you be there?
I will be there, but Jeff, I have to tell you there is more, and it's maybe the most exciting part.
Well, why didn't you say it already?
Yeah, I was saving the best for last. I
Okay,
didn't
Derek,
know.
wrap it
Yeah.
up. Wrap it up.
Okay. So if you see an Icon dispenser, the first thing that you're going to notice is that it doesn't look like other dispensers. And so this is some of the technology I was talking about at the beginning that's new to us and new to our industry potentially, which is in mold labeling. And so if you look at our finishes, we actually use the same process as they use for luxury car dashes when they make the nice wood grain inlay that you
Hmm.
see in the car. We're using that now in the manufacturing of our finish for our dispenser line. This is
Well,
very exciting because it opens up a whole new world of design possibilities for us. So we have a standard range of black, white, and silver mosaics, which you really do need to see to believe, just like you need to hear it to believe it, you need to see it to believe it as well. So this mosaic pattern looks like a matte finish from a distance, but as you approach, you can see a very intricate mosaic pattern emerge, which is just an interesting experience for the person approaching a dispenser. But this technology also opens up a whole new range of possibilities for other designs. And so if you look to our extended designer options, you have cherry blossom, wood grain, and marble that are also standard options with the Icon dispenser. So we're very excited about that, but wait, there's more. So everybody asks me at this point when they see these in real life, well, Derek, those look very nice, but could I put my logo on it? And the answer is yes. We're also offering full photorealistic customization for the faceplates of our dispensers as well. And I know this is going to sound really weird, but the second question people ask me is, can I put my face on it? I don't know why people would want to put their face on it. The answer is yes. It's a photo. You can do whatever you want with it. So if you think about brand expression, messaging for employees, sharing moments, sharing things that you're proud of, or just telling a joke, there's so many use cases here for these faceplates, including using it for advertising to actually generate some revenue from these fixtures that are now in your restroom. So we are excited from soup to nuts about this dispenser and what it can offer. And I apologize, I didn't get to that fast enough. Like I said, there was a lot to talk about with this innovation.
I can't believe so much. And I'm almost out of tape here, Derek.
Yeah,
Almost out of tape.
I'm sorry, that's on me.
Great description. Can't wait to see it at the show. So, maybe next Kimberly-Clark's going to be making cars or something because you described a nice things I've heard at the car lot. Some
Yeah,
of those
well,
descriptions.
when I see you at ISSA, you might just get a faceplate with your face on it. Oh,
Oh my.
play your cards right.
All right. We'll see what happens.
All right.
See you there.